It turns out our predictions about rising sea levels may have been wrong. For decades, scientists have warned us that melting glaciers could flood cities, redraw coastlines, and displace millions. But now, a groundbreaking study has revealed a flaw in the very equation used to predict how glaciers behave, and the results could change how we see the future of our planet. At the heart of this revelation is a type of glacier ice most people don't even know exists: temperate ice. Unlike the hard, rigid ice found deep in glaciers, temperate ice is soft, wet, and forms at the melting point, much like a cube of ice left on a kitchen counter. It's found near the base and edges of glaciers, precisely where movement happens the fastest. But for years, scientists didn't have the tools to study it properly. Because of that, most climate models have been based on cold ice firmer, more predictable, but not representative of how much of the glacier actually behaves. The equation behind these models? It's called Glenn's flow law, and it has shaped how we predict glacier movement and sea level rise for generations. But there's a catch. Glenn's law was based almost entirely on cold ice. This new study, published in Science, throws a wrench into that legacy. Led by scientists at Iowa State University and the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the research team ran an intensive series of experiments on real temperate ice. Using a custom-built machine that took over a decade to perfect, they mimicked the stress and strain that glacier ice goes through and made a shocking discovery. For years, it was believed that the more stress you put on glacier ice, the faster it would deform exponentially. But these new experiments show that temperate ice deforms in a much more linear way. That means it's more stable, more predictable, and most importantly, slower than we thought. The implication? Glaciers might not be melting and sliding into the oceans as quickly as current models predict. When the team recalculated Glenn's flow law using their new data, they found that the commonly used stress exponent value, typically set at 3 or 4, should actually be 1.0 for temperate ice. That's not just a small tweak. It fundamentally changes our understanding of how glaciers move under pressure. This means previous estimates for sea level rise, especially those based on fast-flowing glaciers in places like Greenland and Antarctica, may be overstated. To be clear, this doesn't mean climate change isn't real or that sea levels aren't rising, but it does mean that some of our most trusted models were built on incomplete data. And now, thanks to this research, we can begin to paint a more accurate picture of what lies ahead. Still, getting this far wasn't easy. Studying temperate ice is notoriously difficult. It's messy, fragile, and hard to control in laboratory conditions. Lead researchers Neil Iverson and Colin Schoof spent years refining their methods, facing failures, setbacks, and moments where the project almost stalled. But their persistence paid off, and the result is one of the most important updates to climate science in recent years. With this revised model, scientists can now better forecast glacier behavior, and with it, future sea level rise. That means better planning, more precise policy decisions, and ultimately, a clearer understanding of how to protect our coastlines and communities in the years to come. So the next time you hear a projection about rising seas, just remember, science is always evolving, and sometimes the biggest discoveries are found in the softest ice.